LGBTQ plus groups encouraged Senate to drop Earn It Act that could threaten safe communication for queer youth. On May 2nd, the Center for Democracy and Technology joined 132 LGBTQ plus and other human rights organizations, urging Congress to oppose the latest iteration of the flawed Earn It Act. It strongly threatens encryption and free speech while making it harder to protect children from online abuse. In a letter addressed to Senate Chairman Durbin, Ranking Member Graham, and members of the committee, CDT said that it supports curbing the scourge of child exploitation online. However, Earn It will instead make it harder for law enforcement to protect children. It will also result in online censorship that will disproportionately impact marginalized communities. In addition, Earn It will jeopardize access to encrypted services, undermining a critical foundation of security, confidentiality, and safety on the internet. The letter said that many organizations and experts that had repeatedly warned the committee of these risks when the bill was previously considered, and those risks are still intact. CDT requested the committee to oppose the bill. Earn It will repeal Intermediary Section 230 liability shield for any state criminal and civil law prohibiting the distribution or presentation of child sexual abuse material, CSAM. Section 230 of the Communication Act of 1934 allows for the users of media sources to post their own content. This affects intermediaries from letters to the editor sections of newspapers to social media. Current law requires intermediaries to report these instances of CSAM, resulting in millions of reports to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children every year. Earn It would vastly expand the liability risk of hosting or facilitating user-generated content by permitting states to impose criminal liability when intermediaries are reckless or negligent in keeping CSAM off their platforms. Earn It also exposes them to civil liability under state laws with similar requirements with respect to the provider's mental state, but subject to much lower standards of proof. This could close down many platforms that closeted LGBTQ plus youth use to reach out for help. I don't know where to start with this. There's so many things wrong with this bill in itself. I know Florida just actually passed a law not long ago. It's geared towards political speech on social media, but it will pretty much allow folks to sue Twitter and Facebook for political speech, for blocking their political speech, so they say. But I think what's most concerning to me is the implications regarding data privacy, just making it really hard to encrypt these messages, or have a really safe social media site, I think is threatening to all of our data privacy. Foreign countries and adversaries might be able to just hack Facebook and Twitter. They've done this before, make it easier. So I'm very worried about that. There are 1,000 other things. I mean, obviously, LGBTQ youth are definitely going to be threatened here with this, but I think there are even larger implications for everybody.
Well, this is classic Republican strategy. Look over here while we do something else over here. We're going to argue that this is about protecting children, but really what we want to make things less secure for everyone, so that we can spy on you more easily, or find out what you're doing, or come after you. I mean, obviously, no one is pro child pornography, and obviously, we want to get rid of it at whatever means possible. But there's a balance here. We need to enforce the laws that are already on the books. We need to look for the right channels of squashing child pornography, and we need to still, at the same time, be protecting our First Amendment.
And, what's also concerning to me, I know we just passed in Florida the 6-week abortion ban, and I know there was talk amongst Republicans to use social media to go after women who might be communicating with other people in other states to get an abortion or to get care. And so, there are so many ways they can use this law to target everybody, go after LGBTQ plus youth, out them, go after your data privacy, also go after women who might just be looking for care, or go after, kids that are just looking for gender affirming care. So there are a lot of things.
Privacy is at stake,
But it also then turns these platforms into potential cash cows for legal settlements. Right? You can go after Facebook or you can go after Twitter instead of going after an individual.
Right. That's what intermediaries in this means. The intermediary is just basically saying, here's something for you to share, chat around the world if you want to. So now they can sue Facebook because someone put up a questionable picture or a terrible picture, but they can go after Facebook. So basically, that makes them, and basically would turn Twitter, Facebook, all social into an agent of the state.
Yes,
an agent of the state.
That's right.
And that's the truly scary part.
Right,
yeah. And that's probably their
because
dream,
that's like when I do stories and people come and tell me things, sources. Police can use anything, and prosecutors can use anything that I write, that I put into the public sphere to, prosecute or follow up leads, and that's completely fair. But they can't compel me to share anything else that's not written, because otherwise people won't tell me anything, because journalists would be considered an agent of the state, and it's really, it's a very parallel type situation. It's something very scary to go after, and as you said, the civil suits is part of the Republican playbook. They, like Texas last year or the year prior, when they did their abortion ban, they said that if you think your neighbor has had an abortion, you can sue them. You can sue the Uber driver who drove them to the airport to fly to New York for wherever. It's all about control, and they're doing it at every single level in every state that they control. So there's so much coming at us, and believe me, because we sit here every week, we read it. I see, news feeds come across my social feed and everything like that, and that's what they're doing. They're overwhelming us. So that we'll just be like, okay, it's like whack-a-mole. It's whack-a-mole.
Where do you look?
I hate to bring it back to Florida, because Florida is just leading the country and all
bring
of
it back home.
I mean, I just got to bring it back home, because not only did we pass a law this week, or the governor will be signing soon a law basically to essentially ban TikTok
when he gets back into town.
When he gets back from his campaign
World War II
in the UK, which is outside of the country, but also the law we passed essentially saying if you drive an illegal or an undocumented immigrant, I want to use their language, anywhere, or help them in any way, you're now going to be charged criminally. And now there was laws, we saw Don't Say Gay expanded and everything. And so just imagine them weaponizing social media and technology to go after teachers, to go after students. And now they've put all of the legislation in place to allow them to go after everybody and use technology to do that. And so that's dystopian, in my opinion. And, we've really laid the groundwork for the entire country and all of the red states to try this, and maybe even something in the Congress next year or this year.
And it won't clog up prosecutors' office, because it won't be the prosecutors going for it. Trial lawyers are going to, this is a boon to them, because they're going to be able to find all these people and sue them going forward. And prosecutors won't even have to deal with it. So we'll just say, you guys do the dirty work, and then we'll focus on rounding up the drag queens.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.